Are you positioning yourself for success? Are you ready to close out 2024? Do you realize we are in October, less than 100 days from ending the year? And it's not just ending the year, we're about to go into 2025. We've gone through a quarter of the century almost. Yes, we have to finish 2025, but we're working on one quarter of the century. It seems like it was 2000 just yesterday, but it's 2024 and we're almost to the end. Are you ready? Are you positioned to finish out this year in a big way, a way that's going to set you up for 2025? Well, let's talk about that. What's the economic landscape right now? What are some of the things that we need to know or be looking at? Well, we're dealing with high inflation. The government saying, the inflation rate went down, but I didn't see my grocery bill go down. There's a lot of things that we need to buy or spend money on that the government don't consider when they decide what the inflation rate is. So I don't buy what the government says. I know what's coming out of my pocket. I know too many people that are struggling to get food on their table, to pay their rent, to do the things that they need to do. So the economic environment, the economic landscape, it's a little bit scary. So there are some things that you need to do, some things that I need to do. All right, what are some of those things? Number one, we need to evaluate our assets. Are our assets positioned so that we can reach our goals? What are we talking about? We're talking about like your 401k. Is it positioned? You could have started putting money in a 401k, 5, 10, 15 years ago, and you had a goal of accumulating, let's say $1 million, $2 million in that 401k or that real estate portfolio. Or you may have been thinking, I'm going to have my business in a position to where I can save $2 million, or I'll be able to sell that business for $2 million and be able to retire in a few years, another 10 years from now, whatever the case may be. But because of inflation, there's a possibility that we calculated that wrong. If you were banking on having $1 million at your time of retirement and that's what you were going to retire off of, well, more than likely that's not enough because things have gone through the roof. The price of everything, our real estate taxes, my personal real estate taxes have increased by 40% over the last 3 years. That would impact the money that you have saved, the money that you're planning on retiring off of, because things are just more expensive. So evaluate your assets. Are they where they need to be? And is it going to work out okay as it relates to inflation? I'm expecting inflation to exceed 6-7% over the next several months. I think things are going in the wrong direction. So get prepared for that. And we don't know how long that's going to last. Number two, evaluate your liabilities. Your liabilities are those things that you owe: the car payment, the house mortgage, the credit cards. Evaluate those things and decide where you are with those items. Are you in some items that are very high interest? What do you need to do to get that down? Can you transfer some credit card debt to some new credit cards that, say, for example, is offering 0 interest for the next year? What can you do? How can you pay those things off even faster? Your mortgage, can you pay that down? Can you send an extra 10, 15% every month towards your mortgage so that you're better prepared when retirement time comes? Or you're just in a situation where you can have greater cash flow next 5, 10 years. All right. Or how about replacing some of that or eliminating some of that debt altogether? And number three, evaluate your cash flow. If you're working a job, is it secure? AI is taking over. It's something that we should all be concerned about. There are a lot of jobs that are being eliminated. Several months ago, I read an article that Amazon had purchased over 700 robots. Well, those robots are going to replace humans. I hear that there's a plan even for Walmart. When it comes to stocking their shelves, robots are going to be doing that. Back in the day, there were hundreds, thousands of people working in automobile factories. Well, now a lot of robotics are doing the work that humans used to do. So are you prepared? Is your job secure? Does it have a future? Is the industry in a position to leave you or keep you employed over the next 10, 15, 20 years? How about business? Maybe you're in business for yourself. And when I say business, that could mean an actual business, a brick and mortar business, an online business, or it may mean that you're managing your own real estate portfolio. You're the owner of properties, apartment buildings, etc. But the question is your business in a position to excel over the next few years? How are your revenue? How is your growth going to look? I want you to think back. I don't know if you can remember far enough back, and I'm telling my age when I say this. Do you remember a company called Kodak? It was a camera company. It was a film company. If you wanted to take pictures for the holidays, you'd go to the local store, buy some film, put it in your camera, take the pictures, take the film, and have it developed. Well, it seemed like it was overnight that Kodak disappeared because the digital age happened. So if you were in that business, and there were people that owned film processing companies where you just drive through like you're going to a restaurant, you give them your film, you come back 5 hours later and they had your pictures ready. People lived off of those businesses, but that disappeared overnight. How about Blockbuster? We used to go to the store, rent videos, come home, watch the movies. Well, there's no need for that. Again, the digital age took over. We don't rent movies anymore. Blockbuster disappeared. Over a year period, there was no more Blockbuster. Are you going to be in that situation with your business? So analyze your business, look at the situation and see where is it going? What's the growth potential? What's the future in your industry? And remember, again, AI is out there, and then there's competition on top of the AI. All right. If you found it valuable, please like, subscribe, and share. Be blessed.